What's going on, YouTube? It's Sensei and Place to be chilling, Mr. A&D. Back to give you guys a Crown Jewel review for 2021, and joining me, not Deion Sanders for prime time.
What's up? What's up?
So WWE had their annual Crown Jewel event. We have not been in Saudi Arabia since Super Showdown of February of 2020 before the world shut down. So this is the first time WWE is traveling back to Saudi Arabia in over a year and a half. This is not their usual arena. It's obviously smaller. This wasn't their stadium or whatever their arena or football center.
What stadium were they in?
I don't know what the exact one it was, but this one was obviously a different one because it was smaller.
I think this is probably the same one that they had it last time, because that last time they were going to start changing it to this arena.
Okay, I mean it is smaller. I mean you can tell by how the whole setup in the front row is with the Saudi government and their lounge chairs. You know, they don't have it like big like it did last time, but the crowd was hot. And I was like, remember we were talking about our predictions, like if the crowd's gonna be hot or not.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was hot tonight, and that helped out the show a lot. And honestly, this is usually like a house show card, but this time they actually put together an actual pay-per-view style card. And I have to say, look, I will get WWE when it's down, and I kick them and get the people's up and all stuff like that. But I'm telling you this right now, this was not a bad card. Like there's bad shit on here, which we will get to. There's bad booking decision stuff that we can rant about, stuff like that. But honestly, it was a 10-match card. I mean, it's including the pre-show match, and nothing. Like
most of the time, Saudi shows are super shows, though.
Yeah. But then this super show that we barely put together. But this one, I was like, I thought this was well put together. Look, we had a Hell in a Cell match, a no holds barred match. At first, it was going to be a no disqualification match between Brock and Roman, but then they changed it back to a 1-on-1 match,
which is stupid.
It was stupid, but we found out why they did that by the time the match was going on. So
after we had this whole, you read the contract, I read it. After they had this whole debacle, he could have just did that and said, "Well, now it's a no disqualification match," or But
once again, WWE booked themselves into a hole, so they try to find a way out of it. So, with that being said, we get the pre-show match. The Usos, Jimmy and Jay, take on the Hurt Business, Cedric and Sheldon. I'm like, why? It's a regular tag team match. Because at first people was like, it's for the Smackdown tag team titles. I'm like, they're not going anywhere. I didn't, like I said, I see most of the end of the match. The Usos win the matchup anyway. So, but now we go into the main show, and we kick it off the main show. This is the opener of Hell in a Cell. It's not even a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, but the Hell in a Cell is the opener.
You can't tell me that they not watching AEW.
Who you talk about, WWE or the Saudis?
WWE.
Why'd you say that?
You know, this is the type of thing that AEW would start with. Like the last couple of weeks, they've been starting off with like their what you would call a main event.
Yeah,
they're starting off with that. Like Danielson and Omega, they started off with that. I feel like this is one of those things where they just start off with a hot match, and try to keep them throughout the whole show.
Exactly. I think it was wondering like, yo, I don't know how hot they're going to be for the show here. Well, Seth Rollins comes out and Edge comes out, and they are, the fans are both behind them and stuff like that. So we get started. They start fighting. Edge, taking advantage of Rollins, toss someone to giving a baseball slide outside, toss them to the steel steps and stuff like that, just taking advantage of them, stuff like that. But then, Edge goes for the chair. Breaks off the bottom, try to go for that crossface thing with the chair, and then Rollins gets out of it. Rollins starts fighting back a little bit of his own, takes Edge down, and he goes outside and sets up a table. And that table, it was like it's being set up on the outside. I was like, all right, well we know it's gonna be a callback to that table spot. So meanwhile, he goes back into the ring. And he hits a frog splash on Edge, goes for and gets a near fall out of that. So then once again, he's wearing Edge down with the chair. Now, this is probably one of the best table spots I have seen in wrestling. Which I don't know. I know you didn't see the show, but I hope you seen this clip. Because,
yeah, I did.
Yes, he's going for his Phoenix Splash. I think he's going to do the roll through and Edge going to spear type thing. But then Edge pushes him off the top rope. And Seth Rollins, like, he launches and falls draped across the steel and then falls right down through the table. That was a long fall, believe it or not. I was like, that was a dope ass table spot. I did not see that coming. It
was well executed.
Yeah, well executed. And which, by the way, I forgot to mention that Seth Rollins did hit the Unprettier on Edge before that happened. So
I heard about this. I heard what they called it too.
What do they call it?
They called it Edge's signature move.
Chris is so weird. Like, what the fuck?
They've been doing this lately with everybody in AEW. They take their name. Like, all of a sudden, Goldberg is the icon. Yeah. And somebody else is like the best in the world lately. And like, they're taking all these finisher names. And I'm like, just really?
Exactly. Like, y'all draw.
Not even. They don't even got to do a kill switch. If you got to say Edge made the move. Like,
exactly. It's dumb. The Edge is looking at the steel steps. He brings the steel steps into the ring. And now Seth Rollins and Edge is on there. The Edge hits an Edge-O-Matic to Seth Rollins on the steel steps. That, I was like, God, I never seen that happen before. That was dope. Then Edge goes to the top rope and does like a New Jack type of elbow dive from the top rope with the chair on the Seth Rollins on the steel steps. And then he gets a counter two. Seth Rollins kicks out. So now the fans are really getting behind this. Edge is like, all right, fuck it, what we going to have to do? We go into the ring, and Edge pulls out a ladder. And I was like, now, I figured they were going to use ladders. It's an Edge Hell in a Cell matchup. But I was still wondering, like, will they still be going outside or not? Because the arena is a little bit smaller. So, I don't, I know what they plan on doing with that. Seth Rollins tosses Edge. Edge also gets another table, brings it to the ring. He sets up the table, brings it to the ladder. Seth gets tossed to the ladder, and they are fighting on it. Then they both climb the ladder. Because after Seth Rollins sets the table up and puts Edge on there, he climbs the ladder to go for like a mega frog splash. Edge gets up and they start fighting on top of the ladder. Seth Rollins hits one of those sunset flips, power bombs through the table to Edge. So Edge is down, and but he kicks out. Seth Rollins is like, fuck this. He goes in there and gets the tool bag. You know what's done? We get the tool bag. This is some creative shit, because I was like, this is awesome. Seth Rollins grabs a chain, wraps it around his foot, and then goes for a super kick right on Edge. Edge is sounded like death. Edge is sounded like he's dead. Then Seth Rollins gets the chair and goes for a curb stop on the chair. Edge turns the chair. He botched it a little bit. Turns the chair to give Seth Rollins a low blow. And then after the low blow, he takes the chain off his foot and starts choking him with the chain like in that crossface. Then Seth Rollins he tries to get a wrench and like stab Edge with it. Then Edge drops the chain, grabs the wrench, and puts the crossface in there. He's about to tap, but he's like, "Nah, I ain't done yet." So Edge he grabs the chair, he puts Seth's head on the chair, and then he curb stops Seth Rollins' head on the chair, and then wins the matchup, wins Hell in a Cell. That was the opener. Bless those who had to follow that shit because they couldn't. That was a great way to open. Awesome Hell in a Cell matchup. From the highlights that you saw, what did you think? Because this is like a Seth Rollins redemption Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah, I thought it was real good. Edge and Seth have great matches.
They haven't had a bad match yet. This is a good way to end the rivalry. You called it. I know Seth was going to win, but you called it. Edge goes over here, so Edge gets to go on to like new opponents now. So I'm curious to see how that's going to be. So
yeah, you can't break in somebody's house and then win.
You're right.
You just can't do that.
You can't break somebody's house or hurt their son. Get to that later. So I was like, who are going to be the unlucky people that got to follow this? Mansoor and Mustafa Ali. Now, don't get me wrong. They both come out. They are both giving it everything they have in the matchup because it's some very athletic stuff here. But they followed the Hell in a Cell match. No matter what they did, it wasn't going to look that as great here. But Mansoor and Ali, having some nice times and doing a lot of nice luchador style stuff. Mansoor hits an exploder to Ali, well, kind of like a basically a running belly to belly to him in the corner. Hits his moonsault, which his moonsault looks so by the book, if that makes sense. It just seems so basic, but this is how they taught me kind of thing. 2 count. Ali puts like a sleeper kind of hold on him with his leg, but Mansoor makes it to the ropes. Ali tries to get up and tries to do the 450 splash onto the. I thought it was gonna be to the outside, but it wasn't. He misses springboard, neck breaker, and Mansoor beats Ali. And that was pretty much it. So, how'd you feel about that?
I think we already knew. Mansoor that's an automatic win for him every year.
I mean, well, yeah.
You can't even say that. You already know.
I can't. I really can't. I was sitting there trying to think like, well, maybe he can't. No, this is Mansoor. He probably gonna do that. Match 3 for the Raw Tag Team Championships. We have RK Bro taking on AJ Styles and Omos. AJ and Omos come out first. Please get AJ in the singles division and stop carrying this big motherfucker. Then Riddle comes out to radio his face, which should be a meme by tomorrow, of him riding a camel down to the ringside.
Mm-hmm.
He's riding a whole camel down there to ringside, and I was just like, this is hilarious. AJ and Riddle take most of the heat here, obviously, because they keep Omos from being in the ring. Like I said, it was a basic tag team matchup. It felt better. AJ's about to go for a phenomenal form, gets caught in the RKO, and then Riddle goes in there, hits the twisting bro, and they beat AJ Styles and Omos like that. And I'm hoping on Raw they can finally split up and AJ can go back to the championship scene where he belongs. Now it's time for, oh boy, you ready for it? The Queen's Crown Tournament Finals. We are in a world where the finals is Selena Vega taking on Dewdrop. That's where we're at right now. Oh.
Did the match last at least 4 minutes?
You know what? It did. It actually lasted, because people was testing. It actually lasted 5 minutes and 34 seconds. Oh. The longest match in the Women's Crown Jewel history. Well, I mean, in the tournament at all, because these women got no time at all. So obviously they came out in their long sleeve and their t-shirts. Dewdrop had her t-shirt that's like just made for her. Selena Vega had her t-shirt on, and then I should have known, with King of the Ring being a heel gimmick, and after I told you last night that they're going to just toss this girl the bone, even though it's not too much of a bone, Selena Vega was going to find a way to win this. So the match is really kind of boring. It's just a strength thing where Selena Vega cannot get no offense on because Dewdrop is just being more powerful than she is. But all of a sudden, Selena Vega out of nowhere hits like a cold red and beats Dewdrop. And that's it.
Oh, well, there you go.
And I was like, well, I didn't know it was going to get that way, But Selena Vega is your new queen of the ring, or her queen's crown, or whatever the case may be. And I was just like, okay. Because there was no effort in there whatsoever.
Not at all.
Next up, the no holds barred match for Goldberg taking on Bobby Lashley because, you touched my son. And Bobby said he wanted this to be a no holds barred match. And then Goldberg said, good, that gives me a license to kill. So, in Saudi Arabia, America, it's not too nice, but in Saudi Arabia, they love Goldberg over there.
Yeah, I don't know why. Well, obviously, they probably ain't watched since the 90s, so.
He probably ain't watched his last year when he beat The Fiend. He was like, fuck The Fiend, we love Bray Wyatt.
For sure, right?
Yeah, no, or we love Goldberg, whatever the case may be. So they get the entrances, Goldberg's come out, they get the Goldberg stuff. But now, here's the thing. Bobby Lashley, in the beginning of this match, is taking over. He beating the shit out of Goldberg. He brings a table into the ring and sets up in the corner. He takes a steel chair and is beating Goldberg, beating his leg, give him a chop block.
Yeah, how is that? What? I seen this is the part of the match I've seen. He did the injury stomp. He did when you stomp on them. They
pulmonized it.
And if that wasn't bad enough, he did it from the top rope again.
Yep, he pulmonized his leg.
The second rope.
Now I will say this:
just like that straight up.
Goldberg did a better job selling his leg in this match than he did at SummerSlam when MVP hit him with his cane.
All right. I just don't like them doing this is the same thing that they did to Kane and to Big Show for them to be out for months or whatever, and Goldberg is just fine.
I agree with you.
Sure.
I agree with you. He pulmonized the leg and he's sitting there still limping. I'm like, no. So after Bobby pulmonizes the leg of Goldberg, he's just sitting hobbling around. Bobby tries to spear Goldberg. Huh?
And I was gonna say, I don't know this the part where but I seen Goldberg was looking for something and he couldn't find it, and he just
that's towards the end because he was looking real stupid.
Okay.
Bobby crashed through the table, and then because Goldberg moved out the way, so then Goldberg hits a spear on Bobby, and then Goldberg, oh my God, I was sitting there praying. Goldberg gets Bobby up in a jackhammer. And he actually does. This is the first full listen to me, y'all. This is the first full jackhammer Goldberg has done since Survivor Series of 2017 when he beat Brock.
Yeah, because Lashley can hold himself up.
Yeah, opposed to the Undertaker. So, but Goldberg's like, no, I'm not done after that yet. So then Lashley on the outside, he goes to spear Lashley through the barricade. And then
this one I thought Goldberg was gonna lose because he was doing too much.
He was. That's when he started looking for stuff in the ring, underneath the ring. He couldn't find it, so he's like, let me just get the steel steps. He puts Bobby's head right on the steps and he tries to crush his head with the top part of the steps as Bobby Lashley is crawling up the ramp. But then he meets up with his Hurt Business crew, Shelton and Cedric, and they all have candlesticks. Well, then
I didn't like this part either.
Yeah, I was like, so y'all, God, he kicks Shelton down, and then gives a sort of back talks to Cedric Alexander. I'm just like,
and they just did.
I like this,
the whole time.
This is the fucking Hurt Business. You mean tell me they can't handle this? Nope, because Goldberg is going after Bobby again, and they're fighting some more. And all of a sudden, Bobby's trying to get up, and then you see Goldberg spear him, and Bobby, they fall. That thing got to be about 12 feet.
I'd say more like 8.
Okay, well, I mean, it was kind of high up. So they fell through this. Goldberg spears Lashley off the stage into this table crash pad type thing. And
I will say real quick before you get into this, I do like that it was an actual stage and not like Like when Braun Strowman pushed off the Kalisto off in the dumpster.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. It had that one little lip right there. Yeah, no.
Yes.
This is an actual 8 to 12 foot stage. And Goldberg sitting there waiting for Bobby to come there, and then Bobby faced me. He first experience was like and then but it was a nice spot. He pins him because his falls count anywhere, and Goldberg gets revenge for his son as he's living back. So I honestly thought that the match was not bad. It served its purpose. That's why we made no holds barred.
Agreed.
And all the interference actually helped the match.
Agreed.
Yeah. So, I was like I said, it didn't insult me, and it bothered me, whatever the case may be. So, I was like, this is it's pretty dope for Goldberg. I don't need to see him no more this year, and I don't want to see him no more next year. But he got the thing with Bobby. It's done. They went to it should be over. Bobby and her business should
wait till Big E run out of people to fight.
Oh, it's gonna be big men slapping meat. That's what's gonna be, y'all.
Even though this Big E dream, I don't want to see it though. It's like
what you say?
Even though this Big E dream, I don't want to see it. Like they had the chance to do it. They could have, if they would have had. Even though I didn't want Goldberg to win the belt, they could have just easily had Goldberg win the belt and Big E cash in on Goldberg, and that would have been their match. That's it. That's all they get, and then I would have been happy with that.
I mean, I probably can't argue with it. Let's see what the next matchup after that. They showed some stories.
Woods.
Yeah, it was for the King of the Ring. Final. Xavier Woods taking on Finn Balor. Everybody in their mama was just like Finn Balor. And I was just like, yo, man, I think Xavier would make a better king than Finn Balor. And you was there when I said it.
Mm-hmm.
I said he'd make a better king. So this matchup, it really wasn't nothing to cry home about. If they had more time, the thing would have been a lot better. Xavier tries to go for his walk the rope elbow, misses the first time. Fight back to Finn. Finn almost hits the coup de grace, but he misses. Woods takes him down with like a gut buster. It was a sloppy gut buster. Then goes and gives him another elbow. And Xavier Woods, y'all. King Woods is your new king of the ring. And honestly, I can say they probably did that just to, because I think Xavier would be a good fit for the king because of like I said, most kings just come with arrogance and mostly a heel character. But I think he could be annoying as shit as King Woods, and I would like to see that. I just suck that this tournament had no story or no impact in it whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
That's what bothered me. It could have made a good storyline out of this. You could have brought Kofi in to make a good storyline out of this, and just so much that you could be doing. Moving on to the next matchup, we have, I think, let's see, I want to make sure.
The women's match.
No, it's Big E. It's Big E versus Drew McIntyre.
Skip this match. I definitely did.
Well, honestly, I'm not gonna stay on the match long at all, but it had no heat behind it because everybody knew who was gonna win. I'm not gonna lie, they did have one believable near fall spot, even though I knew Big E wasn't losing, but there was a point I was like, yo, Vince probably would come out here and draw stuff like that, but Big E is setting up on the apron to do his spear through the ropes, and as he's running, Drew McIntyre just comes into the ropes and hits him with a Claymore kick. Mm-hmm. That was the only near fall, honestly, in the match that everybody was hanging on to. But Big E showed how strong he is, and just takes Drew McIntyre, hits him with a Twist of World, and then hits him with a big ending, and then wins the matchup. So Drew McIntyre obviously going to SmackDown. Why?
Big E stays on Raw.
Say what?
Big E stays on Raw.
Yeah. So everybody said if it had more heat to it, and you was figuring out who's going to win the matchup, then it would have been a better matchup. But unfortunately, They don't. So now let's go into. I think we're at the women here. Yes, the women who got the second most time on this card, next to Edge and Seth Rollins. Believe it or not.
I think I only seen the entrance because I wanted to see like if there was gonna be like how they usually are.
Yo, I did the same thing, bro. Well, they came out there with like their long sleeves underneath, obviously, and covered up with a t-shirt that either is out of WWE shop or they made them themselves because it looked like Bianca probably stitched her own t-shirt with the EST and stuff like that. And Sasha Banks said Sasha Banks on hers, and
other than the shirts, the actual gear, I thought they was gonna have like just random gear, just put long sleeve. They had like some good gear, like other than the t-shirt. Bianca had Sasha posted a picture like without the t-shirt, the actual gear. I'm like, that's like excellent gear to wear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the people, the fans was cheering along with Sasha's theme song too. I was like, what?
Yeah. I'm like I said, the crowd was hot, which helped make for the show. And I was like, I'm glad they was giving the woman the respect because I was a little worried to see how things was going to turn out. So
especially when they was like doing the to her theme song. But okay.
Mm-hmm. So this matchup is really good. It almost got 20 minutes, and the MVP of this is Bianca Belair because she is showing off all her strength in this one. She during the beginning of the matchup, she hits a gorilla press slam on a military press on Sasha, right? But she's holding her up with one hand.
Speaking of MVP and Bianca, she just was ranked number 1 on the 2021 PWI Women's Wrestler of the Year.
Oh, really?
So I decided to, bring that up.
Oh yeah. I mean, absolutely. Like I said, so much happened in this match. It was kind of hard to necessarily explain. I'm gonna see if I can get all the spots down packed though. But let's see. There was another spot because, like I said, Bianca was mostly showcasing her strength here on what so that she can do, such as so Becky takes down Bianca and then because she missed her springboard moonsault and then she gets Sasha and she knocks her down. So she sees both of them are there. It goes for the disarm her on both of them, but Bianca Belair gets so strong that she actually picks up Becky Lynch, with her arm while Sasha's still on her back. So I was just like, yo, this woman is showing out. But don't get me wrong, like I said, Sasha was having a good match too. Hits the Three Amigos on Bianca Belair. Becky Lynch is having a good match. Still not able to get no air off her outside dives, but like I said, they still had a good match here. The way things ended was Bianca Belair finally hits a KOD on Becky Lynch. She was trying to hit that all matchup, but she wasn't able to do it. And she finally hits it on Becky Lynch. Sasha comes in there and just tosses her outside the ring. And then Sasha goes to go pin Becky, but then Becky just rolls her up into a 3 count and wins the match that way. That's salty.
Well, hey, triple threat match. It's not the first time she won a triple threat match in a roll up. So,
I mean, fair enough. But however, I was just like, yo, that match was like I said, it was long. It was good for the time. It was like 1925 when it came to the time that these women got to put on a good match. And my God, it was one of the best matches on that card tonight. So, I love it. Main event time. Did I really want to bring that guy up? I don't know if I no, because I was sitting thinking as I was main event time. I got to talk about the guy who the karate guy that came out and attacked Mustafa Ali after their matchup.
Yeah, but who cares?
Exactly. I was sitting
We're
thinking
gonna see him again
because I was like, is that the same guy from the Olympics that knocked somebody out and they reward the guy that lost because I guess it's supposed to be no knockouts, well, whatever the fucking case may be. So main event time, Brock Lesnar.
It was stupid to begin with. Why would you just have this random guy come out for no reason?
I don't know. It said main event time. Brock taking on Roman Reigns. This time, the match was supposed to be a regular match. Then it got changed to a no DQ match. And then right after the bump or the pre-show, whatever it is that people was listening to, it got changed back to a regular match again. So.
Sounds about right.
So, high anticipation of this matchup. Everybody was sitting there thinking, like, well, what side is Paul Heyman going to lie on? What side is Brock Lesnar going to lie? I mean, is he going to be on Roman's side or Brock's side, whatever the case may be? Well, the match is going, and it's honestly a decent Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar match like they had at WrestleMania 31 that they had. Brock starts really.
Which match?
The one they had WrestleMania 31, right? The one they outside in Candlestick Park.
Yeah.
Brock ain't missed no step. I mean, he looks a little gas in certain parts, but him with that beard is just an intimidating look. And I like it. I really like it.
I like it.
There's a part on the outside. Roman is beating down Brock. He tries to get back in the ring, he gets Superman punch, and then Roman does his top rope Super Cena. He goes and dives over the ropes and takes out Lesnar. And I was like, well, that's a babyface move to do. So hits the spear on Lesnar when he gets back into the ring, but Lesnar does kick out. So I was like, okay, well, you know, I wonder what's going to happen. Then all of a sudden we get a array of Superman punches by Roman Reigns. And but then after that, Brock starts taking him to Suplex City after that. But then we get the spot that everybody's waiting on because Brock is going to go for that F5. But he does that F5 and he tosses the ref, senior official, Nick Patrick, you know, Lil Nate, and he gets knocked out by Reigns' legs during the F5. So, you know, Taz was selling the grid like he didn't get all that F5, and then Heyman is right there, and then he just tosses the Universal Belt right there in the middle. I was like, because I would have botched that though, but he give it to him right there in the middle. And then Brock sees it. It was like, okay, well, it's my championship. I'm gonna take it. But then Roman takes it. And they have like a little tug of war thing going with the championship. Flashbacks to that terrible Raw from what was it, WrestleMania 31 weekend when the go home show was Brock and Roman, you know,
fighting over the belt.
That was stupid, man. That was real stupid. So Brock grabs the title from Roman, but then here come the Usos, give a super kick to Brock, and then Roman hits another spear onto Brock Lesnar and wins the matchup and retains the Universal Championship, which I knew he was going to do because you don't want to face Roman Reigns right now going after Paul Heyman. But after tonight, it's like you still know how slimy Paul Heyman can be. So, but that was Crown Jewel. No Undertaker didn't come out. No other kind of surprises. So that's what I give it a thumbs up. It's like,
are we glad Undertaker didn't come out?
I didn't give a damn when Undertaker came out. But I heard he was in the back. Partying with him though at the after party.
Yeah. Funny. Well, I mean, you know, from everything I heard, I give it a.
Come on, you can do it.
I give it a thumbs in the middle towards up.
like I said, I thought it was the better crown jewel. It's like a lot of the matches didn't have any heat to them because obviously bad storytelling and stuff like that. But as a show, as a wrestling show, I thought it was good. But guys, post your comments down below how you guys felt about the show. Did you guys enjoy it? Did you guys not enjoy it? Post in the comments down below. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed my reaction. Well, not my reaction, my review, and hit the subscribe button to me and Part-Time channels. So once again, this is NC, the place to be. Children, Mr. D, and not Deion Sanders, Prime Time.
All right, y'all.
All right, and we'll be back later this weekend with the podcast. And the Nerd Coalition is out.